Hey, 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 it's your girl Barbi J here, and we are talking about The Equalizer, Season 1, Episode 3, Judgment Day. And you will understand that title at the end, Judgment Day. And before we get started, I want to give my shout outs to the people holding me down in the comment section. We got Poet Summer Breeze, Tammy Terry, Simply September T, Real Heat the producer, and Miss Bell. Thank you guys for your comments. I appreciate it and look forward to all of them moving forward. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button. It's red, the little notification bell on the other side. And then we can get started and you will know about all the new videos and reviews that Barbi J does. Okay, so this episode was really good. It was good, and it's hard not to like what Queen Latifah does, So as Robin, it starts off with some man running through the woods, and he finds a note. I guess he escaped from prison. He's running through the woods. There must have been a hiding place there, and he got his clothes and everything. He changed his clothes and went to his friend Tommy's house. When he got to his friend Tommy's house, who was his friend, and I think they were cellmates together at one point, Tommy was dead. So Tommy was dead. He's touching Tommy to make sure he's okay. Why they do stupid stuff like this in these shows? Why you want to touch the man in all the blood and then wipe it on yourself? Excuse me. I thought that was so crazy. But he was running. He escaped from prison because he was accused of a murder that he did not do. Okay, so basically he was set up. He knows who did it, somebody named Preacher or something, but they couldn't prove it. I forgot how he found out. But how does Robin get involved? His attorney, this guy who's run, his name is Dale. His attorney has been struggling, trying to fight for him because he knows he's innocent and he got railroaded some type of way. So he reached out to Robin. And she met with him and she's like, but he just escaped from prison and blah, 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 blah. But he's like, he is innocent. So she said, we need to find out what's going on. So she found Dale. She found him on the street. She traced his phone, his burner phone, cell phone, whatever. Gave him a new phone to use and told him she was going to help him. The client seemed to be more worried about his son because there's a problem with his son now. His son is acting out because he thinks his father's a murderer. And this man is like, I am innocent. And his wife is like, the son is going off the rails and not behaving. So Robin's like, we're going to look into this. So she goes back. What does she do? He gives her the information about this guy named Preacher. That's all he knew about him. She goes back to her peeps, in their little bat cave. I'm going to call it their bat cave. They got all this equipment and stuff. And, they look it up and they find out some information. They find out who Preacher is, where he lives and everything. She breaks into his apartment. You know how Robin does. She breaks into the apartment, picks the lock, gets in there. She gets into a fight with the guy because he heard her. Of course, she wins. She ties him to the chair. He's supposed to be a preacher now and said he's innocent. He doesn't do any of that stuff anymore. He swears he promised the Lord that he would change his ways if he got him out of this. And once he got out of jail or whatever. And he said he swears he was sticking to it. So she's like, yeah, no. She said, I really want the truth. She wanted the truth. And he said that was the truth. He sweared by it. He said, I did the crime, but I did not do the murder. And she said, why didn't you tell people that? He said, come on, I'm a black man. I said, right. You black man. You don't even have to do the crime. And they'll get you for the murder. But he said, I wasn't going to say that because they wouldn't have believed me. They would have thought that I murdered the guy. So that's why I didn't tell him. He said, but I swear I did the crime. I did not do the murder. But check it out. This guy, he actually looks like the guy that plays Zach on Tyler Perry's Sisters. I swear that's who it was. He kind of even sounded like him, but he had a full beard. He had the mustache and the beard here. It wasn't big. It was close to his face, but he had a full face of hair. And I was like, that looked like Zach. It sounded like Zach, but he looked a little bit more buff. So maybe Zach been working out, I don't know. Anyway, but I had to throw that out there because that's who he looked like. Y'all check it out. and let me know, is it the same guy? I tried to look at the names going by at the end, but they didn't mention him. Okay, anyway, so Robin follows up on the information that Preacher gave her, and he was telling the truth. He had an alibi. He wasn't there. She tells Dale this. Dale is like, now what am I going to do? Like, he could forget it. So he don't trust anybody. He still don't trust Robin, even though she found out this information. And he gives up hope. So he threw away the cell phone that she gave him. She kept saying, I got to protect you. You're in danger. And he was like, forget it. He didn't care. He was looking for his son. And so he did. He found it. Oh, so before that, Robin is talking to her friends in the Batcave, I'm gonna call it, and she's like, he gave up. What do we do when somebody doesn't want our help? What do we do? And the guy said, you just keep helping him. We keep helping him because he's innocent and he's out there lost. Now we got to find the truth. So that's what they did. They started digging for the truth. In the meantime, Robin had taken her daughter to school, and she saw one of Robin's friends named Jasmine. She calls her Jazzy, and they known each other since they was little. And she's like, I haven't seen her around lately. She's asking her daughter Delilah, what's up with that? And she was like, it's nothing. I just been busy. And she walks right by Jazzy. Even though Jazzy says hi to Robin, she don't speak. So when Robin goes to pick up her daughter from school, Delilah, she runs into Jazzy's mother. And Jazzy's mother even noticed they don't hang out anymore. Is there something going on between them? So they decide they're going to have a play date. What they used to do is like movies and stuff. And that's what they were supposed to do, have movies. But when Delilah came out and saw her talking to Jazzy, saw her mother talking to Jazz's mother and said, what was that? And she said, oh, we set up a, we're going to do movies and stuff like we used to do. She was like, oh, no, she got pissed. Yelled at her mother, I know you didn't just set up a play date. You know that little teenage funky attitude came out. She's and all of that. So she got out the car, slammed the door, and walked and said, I'll find another way to get home. I don't want, like, she didn't want to ride with her. I was like, what is with these little kids? They think they could talk to their parents. Back in the days, we would have been busted in the face. Wouldn't we have been busted in the face? Our parents wouldn't have taken that mess. They would have let you walk home, and then they would have whooped you behind when you got home or dragged you by your head, whatever. Anyway, so that went down. But she finally told her mother what happened. When her mother got home, she told her what happened, that the girls they just doing things differently. She's protesting and she's doing this and she's not into that and whatever. And the mother was like, and she told her mother she don't want her to fix it. Just don't fix it. So she just wanted to be. And her mother was like, okay, So anyway, so Robin, when they're talking about her and her friends in the Batcave, they finding out information. She decides that she wants to do some type of deal with Detective Marcus Dante. And she thinks he's a good guy. She said because she realizes he cares. His dad was a cop, and a cop who was a legend, she said, and he got busted for being dirty. So he does everything by the book and makes sure he does things right, So she calls him and works out a deal. Do you know who this is? Blah, 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 blah. And they work out a deal. And, he wasn't really wanting to do it, but he did. In the meantime, she was telling him about some dirty, evidence that's been missing. She told him about the dirty evidence that was missing in exchange for, information that she needed. So it looks like a judge is involved in this, possible dirty judge. That's where they got Judgment Day as the title. And so in the meantime, Dale finds his son and he's trying to talk to his son, and his son don't want to hear jack. He don't want to hear nothing. Dad, screw you, blah, blah, blah. Don't you know that boy hit some kind of alarm or a dial or something and alerted the police that his father was with him? Next thing you know, the police roll up on them and Robin finds out, they all find out, as well as the detective, that they found him and that they going after him. And so she gets on her motorcycle, try to get there before them, but she doesn't make it there. They get him, they arrest him. And they were like, how did you know? And the son is showing that he's the one that called the cops on his father. What the freak kind of child is that? What kind of damn child is that? That man didn't beat you. What he did, he was innocent, but you don't want to believe that your father's innocent. You just got him guilty because the people at school, the friends and kids at school are teasing you, blah, blah. Switch damn schools. Just whatever. Anyway, so then they find out that there's a doctor involved in all of this too. So there's a doctor involved and a district attorney. It was just all of these, all these little tangled webs and stuff. And Queen Latifah, Robin figured it out. They figured it out. And basically the district attorney, what's his name again? Dale's attorney gets up in court and asks the judge to recuse herself because he finds out that the guy that she hired to kill that guy knew her son. So she was protecting her son's friend who really did the crime or something like that. So the district attorney, the judge didn't want to recuse herself, and she was going to hold the attorney up in contempt. And he was like, oh my God, this is my career going up in flames and stuff. But he kept going. Robin was sitting in the back. Detective Dante was there at the court as well. And she was like, I'm going to hold you in contempt. And at that point, the DA walks in and she has the judge arrested. She figured it out and everything. The judge tried to plead like she didn't know. They made me do it, blah, 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 blah. She hid evidence. She know everything she did. So she got arrested. Dale was freed. And then Robin, he meets up with his wife. And then Robin brings the son to meet his father. And he's like, why would he want to see me after what I did? She said, boy, are you crazy? Your father broke out of prison because of you. You're the reason he broke out, to get to you because your wife said your mother said you were acting up. So he went and he goes, hugs his father. And it's all, yeah, kumbaya. It's all nice, okay? And then, so Robin goes home. She apologizes to her daughter. She says she overstepped her bounds. She just missed the way things used to be with her dancing with her friends and they doing the new dances and all that stuff. And she says she misses it too, but they go in different ways with their life now. And so it's not, that's what the deal is. And she said, I understand and I'm sorry, And then it ends. Oh, and then they decide to have their own little movie night. So that, I guess they're going to start their own little tradition with them too. So that's good because that daughter's always was getting funky. I was getting sick of that. I can't stand that whole the teenage attitude stuff. Like they think they can say anything they want and disrespect their parents. No, we don't do that. Things ain't changed that much. And then it ended with, oh shoot, hold on. Because it ended with Robin going to see Detective Dante while he was leaving. And she tells Detective Dante, you're a good man, Detective Dante. And he said, opinions vary, And she's like, what's more fun? Working with me or chasing after me? And he was like, oh, we working together now? She said, well, we just did free an innocent man. He said, well, just because we did that doesn't mean I approve of your methods. He was like, how many laws did you break trying to do this? She said, just about the same amount of laws y'all broke putting him into jail. I said, oh, put him, because that's what they did. They broke laws, putting that man in the jail and he into prison, and he was innocent. So he said, look, this Equalizer thing that you doing, he said, it's going to have to stop. He said, because if it don't, I'm going to have to come after you. And she turned around and smiled and said, I'd be disappointed if you didn't. And he kind of like smirked and stuff, and she walked away. So I like the way it ended. It was really nice. This was a real good episode. I'm going to have to give this episode a 10. A 10. And I think you should too. But let me know in the comment section what you think. This your girl, Barbi J, saying peace.